While conditions on the islands are harsh, those who make it are considered the lucky ones.
The Canary Islands 2020. A year in one image. Two of the thousands of reefs from African countries walk past sun loungers emptied of tourists by COVID. This is the new front line in the refugee and migrant crisis, driven by economics and conflict as always, but this time by COVID too. In the last 12 months, 20,000 people arrived on the islands from North and West Africa, a 12-fold increase on the year before. Most came from Morocco, but also Senegal, Mauritania, Mali on these boats. Here in the port where they store the boats that have arrived, you get a sense of how big some of them are, but also how many of them there are. The majority of people are rescued out at sea by the Spanish Coast Guard and brought to the port of Arguineguín, Gran Canaria. A local man showed us video of the chaos here just 2 weeks ago. Boats from Africa passed tourist paddle boards on their way in, to the sound of applause from the thousands of migrants already camped out on the port. The fear was that it would be a rerun of what happened on the Greek islands, so the authorities, under pressure, cleared it in a matter of days. For tourist destinations like the Canary Islands, visuals are everything. And up until about a week ago here, there were visuals that nobody wanted to see. All along the length of this giant port, a huge refugee and migrant camp. Up to 2,700 people camped out here. And somewhere in the throng at the time were two 21-year-olds from Morocco, Walid and Yusuf. They now live further up the coast, under the boardwalk in Las Palmas. Their new home, public toilets, which they shared with 6 others. Walid and Yusuf grew up together in central Morocco. They're not fleeing war, they're economic migrants, escaping COVID-induced extreme poverty. Walid and Yusuf travelled with 2 other friends from the same town, Emil and Mohammed. 2 of them survived, 2 of them did not. These videos were filmed on the first day of the voyage. They didn't know what happened next. First, it failed. By day 3, they'd run out of food. By day 4, diesel. And on the 5th day, the first of their friends died. By day 10 at sea, their friends were hallucinating and started throwing themselves into the sea. The survivors were rescued after a fortnight. Walid and Yusuf then spent time in hospital. It was weeks before they could call loved ones to say they were alive. Their parents had assumed they'd perished. So funeral ceremonies without bodies had already taken place back home.